Greetings, Beltaloda, and welcome back to the channel. Friends, rumor has it, it's Expanse Day, the best day of the week. And today we're watching The Expanse, Season 6, Episode 3, Force Projection. Nothing to it but to do it. Before we get started, friends, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and allows me to alert you next time it's Expanse Day. And of course, if there's anything that we do, The Expanse included, that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. Not a fan of Patreon. Stick with us here on YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes about a day early, plus any bonus episodes we have coming up, which there are a few, my friends. But all that is then and this is now, and now it's time for The Expanse, Season 6, Episode 3, Force Projection. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go!
She's babies. Please help her, please.
Baby, I'm sorry she's gone.
So this thing's gonna bring things back to life, right?
Naomi, where are you?
I still don't understand how they thought she'd be able to do that.
And the moment that happens, they'll redeploy their fleets. Let them come. We'll be ready.
Will ya? What the? I look like webbing coming off of that thing.
And since everyone on the survey group has been here longer, you can help people like me who came later by telling us about anything that seems different or changed, especially in the last few weeks. And also by paying attention in class. Class dismissed.
You had to make a point, prick, right at the end of class.
Can I go with you? No. I told you, stop following me. Come on, let's go.
I mean, I think it's interesting that the kids are allowed, like, to free roam. That's the drone, right?
It's fixed.
Really? So you can fix things. I do not trust you.
You fixed her.
Oh, there's more than one. Is there anything zombie-like about this thing? I can't tell. It looks like it's a different color. What the hell happened? Her brother? Do they have different rules for soccer on Laconia?
We demand the immediate and unconditional surrender of all Free Navy forces.
No response from Sirius Station on any band.
Whew. I have a love for Ceres. I don't want to see anything bad happen to it.
Marco and Naros abandoned Ceres. Hard to believe.
This feels like a trap.
Oh, we know her. It's Wired. This fucker. They're going to blow this whole station up. It's unreal. Shouldn't we be sending in drones, everybody? Great shot. Fantastic shot. Oh, we're sending in some Bobby wannabes. They're going to blow this whole thing. We are aware of this, right? What did they do is the very first thing you need to say.
Lose the restraints.
Sergeant.
You're talking to Christian Avasarala.
You worked for Anderson Dawes. He was a reasonable man. More comfortable with violence than I would have liked. Then why are you working for the man who assassinated him?
I work for the boat.
then we can use you.
If you want my advice, here it is. Take your people and leave.
Watch your fucking mouth.
Sergeant?
Sirius has no warships, no munitions, no functioning repair skiffs. And at a current rate of consumption, only enough food and air for approximately 3 weeks.
Wow. Well, this is your first test, Christian. Save them.
We have several trained interrogators in our fleet who'd be delighted to squeeze out every scrap of intel that Belter's holding back.
We still have plenty of vitamin E pills.
The last thing we need is to be seen rounding up belters like cattle.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is exactly what Inaros needs you to do.
Inaros knew we needed this port to repair and refuel and stage for Jupiter and Saturn, and he turned it into a trap. If we don't help this station, we will be the ones responsible for a massive humanitarian crisis.
That's the story now.
And Inaros' power will
Gross.
continue to grow.
All right, we're in the credits, everybody. You know, as much as I despise Marco Inaros, he is a clever, clever son of a bitch. I mean, I keep, every time he has that little ounce of bravado that kind of creeps through, like, let them come, I always mistakenly read him thinking that he is like, you know, we're ready for a fight. I got to stop getting at it. I got to get out of that mindset. Marco is not like that. Let them come. I've got horrific traps ready for them. He's basically turned the belt and the outer planets into the Home Alone house, you know, on a grand, like, socio-political scale. Prick. Next thing you know, we're turning corners and stepping on rakes and shit, and paint buckets will be falling down. He's smart. Clever fucker, man. Clever fucker. So if her brother's dead on Laconia, she's going to take him to the dog, isn't she? And then we're going to find out just how effed up it is whenever he comes back. It's like Pet Sematary. How close are we to series? It's a breaking burn, I think.
I really need to get some sleep. I'm starting to drift off in the chair. So as of now, you're in the rotation.
You know I wasn't in the Navy.
And I was only in it long enough to get thrown out.
I'm not ready to fly a ship like this.
It's just point A to point B from here. The Rossi does that fine on her own.
She just needs a babysitter.
It's taking longer to flush out of my system than it used to. I'm fine, really. I got them because of you.
I was going to kill you with them.
I used my mods to kill a man. With my bare hands. He trained me, stood up for me, and was nothing but good to me. I see his face. Surprised. And then scared.
And then dead.
Everybody on this ship has something they regret. Including Amos.
Including me.
You're in good company.
That's my captain. Never thought I'd follow a paladin as a life-born rogue, but I think I'd follow Jim to the gates of hell and through him if he so chose.
Do you believe that prick in ours just cut and run?
I didn't see any white flags. They got some good noodle shops on Sirius.
You spent time there?
Oh, yeah. When I was on the Kent, the run was pretty much...
We lost our lasagna maker.
Was a time I would have jumped at the chance to haul you all back to Hecate Base and have you vigorously debriefed.
I wouldn't have gone quietly.
That would have been fun too.
That aftertaste sneaks up on you, don't it?
Anything other than noodles, bars, and brothels?
Nope.
I never looked.
You know my likes now.
It's okay to talk about it.
I didn't want to push.
I froze up.
Understandably.
My body just wouldn't move.
It was a defense mechanism.
It's fucking humiliating.
If I'd been through all the things you did, would you be embarrassed for me?
No.
That's a great comparison.
Similar incidents of ships that went missing after ring transits and she came through, but there's a ton of data. And I could really use some help making sense of it.
You're trying to distract me by giving me an interesting problem.
Is it working?
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got.
Leaving several injured, including one Free Navy Safety mechanic dead.
Hearts and minds are returning.
3 new UNN capital ships and 2 Martian Dungeon class. That's more than we expected.
They rebuilt their forces quickly. They will need them.
He seems too confident.
This is not the Inner's kind of fight. We will hit and run and be gone before they know what hit them.
Really?
We abandoned them. Was that always part of your plan?
We could never hold Ceres against the Inners. But the people there needed to believe that we could.
We shipped the station.
Yeah.
We left the Inners with a problem that they had to deal with. Tied up their resources and weakened them.
At the cost of 1 million belters. Potentially.
It speaks well of you that you care about them.
Oh, this is the shift. This is the gear shift. Back to the manipulation.
You and I were meant to be out here in the darkness.
He actually believes his shit, too.
Never forget what your name is. The name we share.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Philip, I feel for you, buddy. You're a deeply flawed character, but it's makes sense.
The Gaul has 3 shotgun PDCs and 1 missile rack. The Saberhagen is all missiles, but they carry a good loadout.
And you trust them fully?
Fully? Well, more like enough.
Shotgun PVCs, that's interesting. Anna!
Pull together to help each other. It's a natural human instinct. But when
Poor Alta. Doesn't know where she'll get her food and water. Welcome to the bill.
Yeah, it's affecting her, though, just like Christian wanted.
We will always have.
No one should have to live the way we have.
And maybe now they'll understand it.
Yep, here we go.
This is Saberhagen, speaking also for the Gulf. Captain Drummer, we was Golden Bow. Now we fight with you.
Good.
Saberhagen is a cool-ass name.
In the refueling stations, the secondary ports, and the maintenance yards will be secured next.
What a voice on this guy.
But they seem to be complying so far.
Maybe Sanjurani wasn't bullshitting us after all. Embedi?
Great voice.
You bet I am, man.
Good. By the way, I quite liked your last report.
Volavadov knows how to spin the emotion. I always remember that Anna was a speechwriter and an activist before she became a pastor, or hand in hand. So every time she's in front of the camera, I know that it seems off the cuff, but it's definitely written and rehearsed. You don't throw that shit away.
Captain, scopes pick up 1 jive plume. Could be a Dasa frigate.
Any other ships in the vicinity?
Not seeing any other plume near.
1 plume.
Rosinante.
They're headed for cities.
Oh my God.
They're no match for the Pella. Not even 1-on-1, and we are 3-to-1.
They have a rail gun.
Yeah, and by the time they're close enough to use it, they will be dust.
You don't have to do this. It is not the right time.
You should learn to recognize an opportunity when one presents itself.
She acts like a plant sometimes. Somebody that's gained his trust, almost like a double agent.
Will you take the guns?
Oh my God, this psychological fucking horseshit. Now it's time to prove yourself again.
Hi, Captain.
The 2 planes, looks like in the TIE fighters.
What's this armor made out of, anyway?
It's made of Mars, honey buns.
Made of Mars.
Looks like it was all routed through anonymous relays.
Somebody's trying hard not to leave any tracks.
Amos, I hope this finds you well. The Free Navy shot a researcher in my lab today. They said she was a spy. Her name was Carvonidis. Carvonidis was developing a new strain of yeast with a robust proofing polymerase, modified with organelles that mimic the protomolecules' harvesting structures.
He loves plants. Everybody will get through it.
Give him a second.
Give him a sec, right.
This yeast could create massive amounts of food out of little more than spare carbon dioxide and waste energy. You know people with power. Please, get this data to them. Earth could use it now. Don't worry about me, or May, or the rest of us. I can take care of them. I miss you, my friend.
Oh, Prax. Yeah, baby, just when we needed you.
There's nothing in this for him. He's just a good guy.
He is an amazing guy. He's your best friend.
Jim. Jim.
She'll figure this out.
It's happened to different kinds of ships and in different rings, but the disappearances seem to be happening in clusters, each roughly spanning the same amount of time.
Holden!
What is it?
Radar ping 3 ships vectoring towards us at high speed.
IDs?
No transponders. Checking drive signatures.
Get to the bridge, dude.
Hey, Cap. What's going on?
Suit up.
Everybody suit up and strap in. It's about to get hot.
Holy shit.
Didn't we come here to shoot these people?
Don't worry, we can edit that out.
Urte untermarisch, harsh forgive hip, for the belty.
I like the attempt, man. I really do. It sounds good to me. I mean, I'm sure it's grating to the belters, but...
God damn it. I'll be right back.
Oh, God. Oh, amazing stunt work. Those pots are going off right beside those people. There go the docks. I guess that's what we're looking at, right? Oh my God.
Miss some low. Take the shot.
Philip? Come on, big dog. Man, we need the space cowboy.
We're out of our weight class here. I'm heating up the railgun.
We're too far away!
It's the only chance we've got. Everybody brace for a hard spin.
Woo!
Lubber is hit. Real bad. They're venting atmosphere.
Idiots.
Venomous is requesting permission to disengage for 8.
We don't need either of them.
What a shot.
Fighting.
Come on!
We're damaged! All PDCs are misfiring!
Copy out of the PDCs.
Where are you going?
It's gonna fix
them.
In the middle of the fight?
That's the job, Peaches.
That's the job, Peaches. She's coming too. Woo!
Everyone brace!
Come on, Jim.
Give me fire control.
You got something?
Do you spin again? I'll take the shot.
We're too far away. You're seeing us spin and evading before you can fire.
Just give me the shot.
Give her the shot.
Miss.
Port. They dodged to port both times.
I get it. Torpedoes?
Yeah, give them something else to worry about. And manual PDCs to me.
Copy that. Everyone hang on.
Oh my God. Boom! The Pell is dead. You fucked with the big dog, baby! You're in the shit now, motherfucker.
Marco's better as a prisoner than a martyr.
Yeah, but he's never gonna surrender. They're not gonna be down for long. Our window's closing.
If this doesn't work, you fire.
Yep. Oh my God. Mark?
Power down and send us your control codes. I'll see you're treated fairly. This is your only chance.
Naomi.
I will die before I live at the end of your leash.
Good to know.
Nah, fuck it, we tried. Firing one!
Oh my God, is she gonna watch her son die? Woohoo!
Trekkie, no detonation. Reactor's ready.
God damn it, a dud now!
No, he's still got it armed.
Disengage. And withdraw.
I hate to say it, we should have taken him out. Oh, Jim, you beautiful fucking paladin.
They're not pursuing us.
Did we win?
No. But at least we didn't lose.
Yeah. Yep.
All of our decks have been repressurized, but we still have a number of breaches in the outer hull.
They baited us with their bullets.
They were smart.
Yeah, they were.
Lucky.
Lucky my ass.
I fired when you said. What was I supposed to do?
You were supposed to kill the enemy. They're not dead.
He did.
Failed.
You failed.
Ooh! Here we go.
What did you say?
This is your fault.
You heard me, motherfucker.
We didn't need to be here. We didn't need to be in this fight.
You are a coward.
We didn't need to kill James Holden.
You did.
It was your pride. That was you. Just you wanted to kill the man.
You are relieved of duty. Get off this deck and out of my sight.
There you go, Philip. There you go, kid. There you go, kid. In front of everybody. Might as well just show him your ass, too, while you're at it, buddy, because you just did. And you know it.
Bossman, Medina Station is pleased to report that our SRG-6 was just received at Laconia Ring Gate. Operational testing will commence as...
What?
If this one performs as well as the others, it will be fun.
I mean, what? How does this guy have any type of operational capabilities in the inside of the ring? I mean, come the fuck on, everybody. I mean, this guy's got cards up his sleeves. How long are his sleeves? Like 3 miles? Jesus. Oh, boy. All right, everybody. We just got done watching The Expanse Season 6, Episode 3, Force Projection. And the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody. We just got done watching The Expanse Season 6, Episode 3, Force Projection. Boy, oh, boy. And the walls come a-tumbling down. Love this, love this, love this. Love watching Marco's little, hey, listen, I am going to be the very first one to applaud Marco Inaros for the effectiveness of his overall plan. Destroying Earth, essentially, setting it, back, really hurting the planet. Absolutely did it with flying colors to stabilize the system, did it with flying colors. His plan was executed almost flawlessly. And you can really say that operational, achievement far outweighed, any loss or any type of degradation in the plan. So, he absolutely checked off more boxes of did it than boxes of failed to do. So, again, I've said it before, it's an amazing plan. He got it to work. The problem is my man didn't plan enough plan. He had a plan. He needed a plan. He had a cocktail wiener. My motherfucking man needed a baguette. And he didn't have that. All of these things that he came up with, like as far as, Sirius Station was always going to be a trap, I was telling him what they want. He doesn't see beyond his own bullshit enough. Like his own atmosphere is just nothing but narcissism. And he figures no matter what I do, everyone's going to love me. And so he did that. And he doesn't realize that if Chris Jen and, the Martian equivalency plays this right, then they get 1 million more supporters. They get Sirius Station. They get to basically have a PR piece that they could never have they couldn't recover from the years of neglect and really abuse that Earth has put on both the belt and in sort of ways Mars, without some type of grand stage to do so and grand event to make it to put a show on. He provided them with both. I mean, unreal. He just didn't think about it. He didn't think about the food. And if he did, he didn't put enough thought into it. Like, it'll be tight. Yeah, he didn't realize it's going to be nothing. Also, he didn't count on my man Prax, because Prax saw that there was an ability to quickly feed a lot of people, because that's his wheelhouse. And again, the beauty of this creative team, establishing way back Prax as a food provider, basically an agricultural scientist who can then come in later when this food becomes a problem and say, hey, we've got a solution. You know me. You can trust me. I'm good at this shit. And I had a friend that figured it all out. They killed her, but I'm getting it to you guys because we're friends and buddies. You're my best friend in the system, Amos. What incredible writing, incredible seed planting, pun intended. And Jesus, what a payoff. What a payoff. Oh my God, I love it. Philip. Everybody, Philip. Philip Nagata, everybody. He was going to come around, and again, to be very fair, it's easy to dislike the character of Philip. It's very, very easy to do so because, especially they even went out of their way to really fuel that dislike by having him kill his friend at Ceres Station, by having him, really kind of giving him a lot of unsavory qualities, his treatment of women, his drinking, his, kind of reckless behavior, obviously the death of his friend we just mentioned, and they really did it. They really tried to soil his soul at the beginning of season 6. There was some goodwill built up with Philip in that, is he really, how's he going to listen to his dad? And, how much did Naomi affect him? They kind of tried to reinforce the fact that whatever, influence Naomi had on him is gone. He's just kind of almost like a pirate now, like going through the port, drinking, whoring, all that good stuff. And, but now the payoff again on a limited basis in season 6 is, yes, is he a flawed character? He absolutely is. Welcome to the Expanse. And it was a perfect, we had, a multi-seasonal kind of payoff with Prax. We had a series or a seasonal payoff with Philip kind of turning around, not necessarily a full payoff yet, but we even had an inner episode payoff with Clarissa's, proclamations of, the evil that she had done. But now here she is trying to redeem herself on a very, very successful redemptive arc so far, because at some point last season, I started to like her. And that is an amazing accomplishment in and of itself, because I did not care for Clarissa. But boy, oh boy, did Peaches come around. And that in and of itself is a reminder, that's an overt reminder of the audience to us that basically says, hey, anybody can come back. Anybody can come back. Just like it's a reminder that Clarissa to Jim, Clarissa, she can change her stars. Just like the Earthers and the Martians, the Inners, and the belt that's on Ceres, the Belters that are on Ceres. They can see that. They can say, well, maybe these Earthers and these Inners are changing their stripes. Maybe they're changing their star. Again, expert parallel themes going on throughout everything here. I mean, they're really cooking on all cylinders here with just the narrative. And I'm going to tell you what, that was my favorite space combat. That was my favorite space combat because that, in and of itself, that moment, that play that Jim's had where he's like, I'm going to use the railgun. You're too fucking far away. They'll move the railgun, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no. I can spin this sumbitch and take a shot, which was an incredibly cool move. Spinning, cutting thrust, spinning, shooting, engaging thrust. Just the coolest thing. And we do know too that if he didn't have any compensating thrust, as we learned in season 4, when you fire that railgun, you're continuing the motion in the opposite direction. So it wasn't like he was even in all likelihood losing any speed as far as trying to get away. It was just so well thought out. But that spin, fire, come back around and shoot, that was incredibly cool. And then Bobby tactically, no, they moved left again. and sent the PVC shots, which I would never even have thought to use at that range or for that purpose, an offensive purpose, as opposed to, you know, just taking shit out as it was getting close. Sent that as almost micrometeors. Eat that, motherfucker. You had those things hit the, what was the name of the ship? It doesn't really matter, but it was the ship outside of the ring space, was nuked with those micrometeors at the end of season 5, you know, crippling it, well, not crippling it, but really hurting it before the fight even started. And that's what I love, because you got hit the same way, dude. And all of that built towards what I believe is the best confrontation of, quite a long time. The stare off between Jim and Marco was priceless, because you couldn't have you had our bard staring against our paladin. And again, both of them have a strength of will that is born and bred and grown from dramatically different spaces inside their souls and hearts and minds. And again, in that moment, yes, you know, you can kill me, I'll never surrender to you. You know, okay, you know, Marco's a lucky son of a bitch. I'm going to tell you that. Inside an airlock, makes it out. Dead bang, and because of the grace of the paladin, knowing full well that there sits Philip right behind him, he couldn't do it. And again, there are some things in the world, like when I say, oh man, you should have blown it up. You know, there are certain things that happen. There are certain series of events that you just can't, whether it's in real life or in a fictionally created world like The Expanse, you know, and storyboarding and things like that. Obviously, you have a precog whenever you're doing that. You know how things are going to turn out. But still, I think it holds enough realism. And because The Expanse is so realistic, whether it be for its human elements or its, you know, technological elements or its fantastical elements in the proto-molecule, no, nothing is shiny space magic. Everything is hard science. And you know, I mean, we have terrible, you know, the hybrids and things like that coming from the proto-molecule. You know, so everything has this measure of realism, and it's grounded and based in that. And so whenever he spared Philip, he didn't spare anybody else, he spared Philip. When he spared Philip, to me, that speaks of a destiny, of a fate. That, you know, you have the paladin, somebody who is born with a faith and a sense of conviction that he knows what's right. He knew what needed to be done. And we have to trust that Jim still knew what needed to be done when he disarmed that missile. Because Jim has proven that his actions, whether he meant them to or not, set into course a series of events that promote, you know, the legend that is the Rossi and the legend that is James Holden. And again, unlike the bard who tries to write his own story, Jim is just Jim, and the story is written around him. And boy, oh boy, fantastic stuff. And then, this is what I was getting to, the greatest confrontation that I've seen, Philip standing up to that prick in front of everybody and making points that were 100% fact, that were, you absolutely could not argue any of them. We didn't have to be in this fight. You just wanted to kill James Holden. It's all about fucking you. Absolutely nuked him in front of everybody, because everybody else around there, while they were not vocalizing it, absolutely knew, would be beyond, they heard everything that happened before. They knew Philip was right about this. And they also saw how he reacted to being told he was wrong. Oh, friends. Woo, what a show. All right, my dear friends, if you could do me a favor and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time it's Expanse Day. And of course, if there's anything that we do, The Expanse included, that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and I'm rushing to get here. But where should we say goodbye from, as is our purview here on the channel? We are the Greek chorus. We as the audience are a vital component to this narrative. We listen, we hear, we delineate the actions and the emotions and the events that we see. We spread it to others in the hopes that they too will join us here at The Expanse and watch this fantastic show. So where should we put ourselves as we can? We've just watched the episode. Where do we place ourselves? Friends, and this is a selfish one, I am placing us on the bridge of the Pella. You know why? We're the ones that make it. Maybe we see a couple people in a couple other stations, they don't make it because of the PVC shots. We do, because we stick around long enough to turn our attention to confrontation between the youngling and the elder, between father and son. And by God, it's glorious. And even if it was made of that same shit that Amos and Bobby were eating in the aftertaste, I'd gobble it down and ask for seconds because that was delicious. Friends, until we get another wonderful meal prepared by these fantastic creatives at The Expanse, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.